EMDR. Have you had experience with it? I was talking to a gentleman the other day that has been using it for 4 years for his PTSD, or whatever letters you want to call it now. Um, and it's really been helping him. It's interesting who uses it. He was a first responder. He retired as a firefighter. So that just tells you what he's experienced in his life. And I know I've spoke with people that are EMTs in the States. That's an ambulance driver. Also emergency room people, that, they'll see anything. It's amazing. It's not just, trauma comes in all kinds of colors and all kinds of shapes. And it was very interesting to talk to him, to see where he's progressed, where he's moved from and to, and how he's gotten as far as he could. And he has. And he's moving forward with it more all the time. He happened to be using one where instead of using sounds or, certain things, he was using where they just wrap a little electrode kind of to his fingertips, and it would just zip, 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 and it would go back and forth with his hands, to get his brain. And it was very interesting to listen to that, because I know there is more forms of EMDR than I've experienced, because I only ever had one therapist that used it with me. So I'm sure there's plenty more different ways of using it. And I was just curious if you're using it and if it's helping you. Like I said, speaking with this gentleman was very enlightening, very enlightening. I use it. My therapist, I love her. I love her with all my heart. She got me through a lot. She retired after so many years. She retired. So, but I'm keeping her teachings in my head, and I practice them. That's, I practice them a lot. And I was just wondering what you do in your time of need. I did a video of this before when I very first started on this journey with you. I'll try to link it in the description. But my biggest thing was the eyes. If you could do the eyes, it looks funny, but it works for me. And everybody's different. Everybody it works different for. Everybody needs different things, and that's the reason I was interested in what worked for this gentleman. But for me, it's just moving my eyes back and forth, and it kind of gets my brain talking to both sides, talking to each other, if that makes any sense. They also say that doing that here's a funny piece. Well, they also say doing that is a good way of, like, if you go into a place and you forget what you're in there for. Does that ring any bells with anybody? They say if you do that, it will remind you. It'll get your brain working, and it'll get you back to remembering again. Well, I do that. It doesn't work for me. All I end up doing is thinking, I'm putting my eyes back and forth. It's not... My brain doesn't ever go back to what it was supposed to do. But it would be handy, especially if I traveled far and then I forgot what I was getting. But maybe it'll work for you. Like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's different. My biggest thing is that one. And then another thing I do to get my brain back calmed, where it can think again, where it's not out of control. Let's just say it. It gets out of control, where it's just spinning these thoughts. Is I close my eyes, put my glasses back on, because I can't see you, honey. I don't want to see you. So I close my eyes, and I put my fingers in my ear, and I just hum. And I and it works for me. It works for me. I've caught myself driving down the road and getting in, situations that gets my anxiety going crazy, and I'll catch myself humming. Oh, but it pulls me right back down. If I catch it in time, it'll pull me right back down. So that's another thing I do for. I'm not sure if it's EMDR, but it works. It works for me. So this is just my ideas. I'd love to hear yours, because like I said, this gentleman was quite interesting and quite forefront with his journey and where he's going and where he's been. So, but it's amazing how many people you don't really think, but until they're in your, in your circle, you don't think about it. I mean, there's so many people. Military. I'm amazed. Military is not using EMDR constantly, for people coming back from ugly situations. It doesn't even have to be that. It's first responders. I hope they have facilities that can help that. I'm just got me thinking, and I like that. I like that. It made my brain like, whoa, I hadn't thought of that. So trauma and resilience comes from all forms and all different places. So let me know what's getting you through the day if you're having troubles. I would love to hear from you. I'm curious. Yeah. It's got me going down the rabbit hole, and I want to take you with me. But this is Body Illusion saying I love you, and you're strong, and you're beautiful, and I'm so glad to be on this journey with you, and make today better than yesterday, because you're worth it. I love you.